In my house, you either spoke 6 languages fluently, or you didn't speak at all. Imagine being 8 years old, making a tiny mistake, a single French word slipping out when you were supposed to be speaking Spanish, and your own mother slaps you so hard across the face that you fall off your chair. That was my normal. Because in my house, you spoke 6 languages fluently, or you didn't speak at all. And what you don't know yet. This bizarre obsession with languages nearly cost my brother and me everything, driving us to the brink until one day I found a way to fight back, with a recording, a secret phone, and a truth so raw it shattered our family forever. You see, my parents, they spoke nothing but English. But they were completely, utterly obsessed with this idea that multilingual people were superior, that they'd ruin their own lives by only knowing one language. They'd sit there watching videos of polyglots and mom would literally cry, talking about how beautiful it was, how stupid she felt. Dad, he'd get drunk and rant. If I'd learned languages as a kid, I could have been someone important, not working at a warehouse. So, when my older sister Louise was born, they decided their kids would be different. Our lives became a rigid, terrifying language schedule. Monday was French, Tuesday German, Wednesday Mandarin, Thursday Arabic, Friday Russian, Saturday Japanese, Sunday was review day. If you slipped up, if you accidentally spoke English or mixed up languages, the punishment was immediate. No dinner, locked in your room for hours, or sometimes mom would make you write lines in the language you messed up, of course. Tutors came to our house every single day after school. My parents couldn't understand a word they were teaching us, but they'd sit there watching like hawks, just to make sure we looked like we were learning. My brother, Wyatt, he was 11 and already having panic attacks before his lessons because those tutors? They reported straight to our parents if we weren't progressing fast enough. Mom and dad, they'd record us, send the videos to distant relatives, post them online, bragging, "Look at our genius children." If anyone complimented our language skills, they'd puff up like they'd personally achieved something amazing, even though they couldn't understand a word we were saying. When I turned 13, mom and dad sat me down. They told me I had exactly 2 years to become fluent in all 6 languages, or they were sending me to a boarding school in Europe. They showed me the brochure. It looked like a prison. Kids in uniform, silent classrooms, no phone calls home, no visits for the first year. Dad said, "We've already contacted them and they're expecting you unless you prove you can do this." I was already studying 4 hours a day after school, exhausted all the time. My grades in regular school were tanking because I was too tired to focus on anything except languages. Wyatt was falling apart, having nightmares about the tutors. One day I just snapped. During my Mandarin lesson, I started making up complete gibberish that vaguely sounded like Mandarin. I told the tutor I'd been practicing with advanced materials. He looked confused, asked me to repeat myself. I just kept going, stringing together sounds that meant absolutely nothing. When my parents asked how the lesson went, the tutor said I'd been speaking something he didn't recognize. I spun a story about a regional dialect I'd learned online, that the tutor clearly wasn't educated enough to understand it. For about 2 weeks I got away with it. Just nonsense during lessons, telling my parents the tutors weren't qualified to test me. Wyatt caught on and started doing it too. We were finally getting some relief, some small moment of peace. Then mom and dad brought in the experts. Real linguistics professors from the university, fluent in all 6 languages. They tested us for hours and figured out immediately that we'd been faking. When the experts told my parents we'd been speaking gibberish, dad went absolutely insane. He grabbed all our language books and threw them at us one by one. Mom was screaming about how embarrassed she was, how we'd made them look like fools. They grounded us for 2 months and doubled our study time. Now we had tutors morning, noon, and night, all weekend long. I was getting maybe 3 hours of sleep. I started falling asleep in class. I couldn't take it anymore. I went to my school counselor and showed her the bruises on my arms from where dad had thrown books at me. She called Child Protective Services. They removed me and Wyatt that same day. We stayed with a foster family for 2 months, and it was the first time in my life I could just speak English whenever I wanted. I didn't have to think about conjugating verbs or remembering tones. Wyatt started sleeping through the night. I actually started enjoying